Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you by St. Luke's On-Demand Virtual Care, which allows patients to see a provider from their home using a computer or smartphone with on-demand care for common ailments, such as a cough, sore throat, or a sinus issue. More information at stlukesonline.org.
Local news, fire alerts, music that brings us together. Boise State Public Radio is not optional, it's essential. But after the Senate cut off federal support, we are facing a serious funding shortfall. Your gift today helps keep this free local service on the air for everyone in every corner of Idaho. You can go to boisestatepublicradio.org and donate now.
From the studios of Boise State Public Radio News, I'm Samantha Wright, filling in for Gemma Gaudette. This is Idaho Matters. Tucked away in East Idaho lies a hidden treasure chest. It's north of Pocatello, west of West Yellowstone. Clark County was named after settler Sam Clark, according to historian, author, and Idaho Matters listener Rick Jost. It has the lowest population in the state. Rick sent us an email tip after he heard about our Idaho 44 project. That's where we're reporting from every county in the Gem State. And Rick said we should check out Spencer Opal Mines in Clark County. White, pink, yellow, and blue opals lay hidden, waiting to be discovered in the rocky landscape. It's the largest producing precious opal mine in the U.S. And now, for the first time in over 20 years, the mine is reopened for public digs, giving you the opportunity to step into the shoes of a miner and uncover the hidden gems beneath Idaho. So joining us today to tell us more about the unique mine is Aaron Hott from Spencer Opal Mines. Aaron, thanks for joining us today. How you doing? You may be muted.
How about now?
There we go. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Good. Okay, take me back to 1941. How did the Spencer Opal Mine come to be? Was it really found by a couple of lost hunters? Is that true?
Absolutely, it was. Our original claim was called the Lost Deer Hunt Claim because it was founded by two gentlemen who were lost out while deer hunting.
Wow. And then they figured out what they had. And I think your grandfather got involved. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. So what happened, my grandfather and his family, my grandma, all of them, portions of their family had run a monument shop for years. So ergo, they knew a little something about rocks. And the other half of the family also had a small rock shop there in Montana. So on my grandpa's travels, because he loved to travel, he loved to see things, he loved to do things, he found somebody who had an opal mine and purchased from the original claimants over the course of a couple of years, and we opened to the public in 1968.
Wow. Okay, and now the mine is the largest producing precious opal mine in the U.S. Why is this mine so special? What makes it unique?
What makes our opal unique over other places, because all opal is beautiful and sparkly and everybody knows it for those big flashy colors. But the problem with some opals is they're not entirely stable. So you cannot take them out of the ground and cut them and make jewelry out of them because they have to stay in water because they need the moisture. Our opal is already dry as per nature, so we don't have to do anything special to it. It can be taken out of the ground and immediately cut, or you can hang on to it for several months or weeks or years and then cut it, and it will still appear the same way because it is stable as it goes.
Wow. And I heard that your mine is the only source of precious pink opal in the world.
We are the only, there again, stable deposit of precious pink opal in the world. And our mine enjoys, being the fact that we're close to Yellowstone and everything else. We were probably a geothermal hot spring from the Yellowstone caldera at one time. So you get a lot of mineralization that you associate with hot springs in our material. Like the pink is from an iron and manganese deposit. Like typically what you would see that turns those beautiful pools colors in Yellowstone is what gives our opal those fancy background colors.
Wow. And for people who haven't seen it, and you mentioned these are flashy, they're beautiful. I got to spend part of this morning watching some of the videos online of folks digging up opals in your mine. They are just you can't really describe them. They're just gorgeous.
They are, and that is the unique and beautiful thing about it is that they are all super different and flashy in their own right. So what I find might be different than what you find that would be totally different from what somebody else finds. And so that is something that is really unique to our place as well, in the fact that you have so many different options for color variety.
Wow, a lot of options. Okay, so you've reopened so folks can come and actually dig at the mine to get their own opals. What can visitors expect? What happens when you come to the mine?
Well, we have always had a place to dig where we have brought the ore down from the mine that's been here at our store. But we were closed at the mine proper for about 15 years before we let people go up and dig because you had COVID and you had all sorts of other stuff going on. And now that we have enough people, because we are just a family business, we went ahead and reopened the mine itself. But even if you can't get on a trip to go to the mine itself, we do have a place here at the store where you can also dig that we do not like we don't pre-sort it or anything like that. So everybody that comes here to dig has every chance of finding a nice gem quality piece, be it at our store or at the mine, the same way that we do.
Nice. Okay, I know for a lot of gemstones, when you dig them up, they don't look as pretty as they do in the store, when they're polished and they,
Absolutely. Diamond in the rough, so to speak.
right? Exactly. It's like, is that really a ruby? What is that? So when you dig up the opals, do they look pretty when you first take them out of the ground?
Yes, but also no. The opal, because it is an extinct geothermal hot spring, forms in layers. So you might be able to see the outside edge of the layer and see the color concentration in there and some little flashes of like red or blue or green, but you don't truly know what that color layer looks like until you cut and polish it. Even we don't know exactly what that is going to look like. And we've been doing this for 60 years. So the nice part about it is it's kind of always a great surprise too.
We're speaking with Aaron Haight from Spencer Opal Mines about the mine reopening to the public. You're talking about colors and how flashy it is just when you dig it out of the mine, but there's a way to make opals even more flashy, and you do it in the shop. What is an opal triplet?
So you can cut opal in 3 different ways. You can make something that's called a solid, which is just a one piece or solid piece of opal. You just shape it and polish it however you like. Then there's something called a doublet. And most people would be familiar with a doublet in the fact that a lot of things that you used to see in the 80s were Australian black opals.
Mm.
It was a process that was actually started in Australia and kind of used throughout the world. But you see the opal on a black backing that gives it kind of a darker appearance. And the opal itself is almost translucent when cut because it is a silica-based material. So if you put that black backing behind it, you get a darker background for those colors to bounce off of, and it makes them brilliantly flashy. Now, a triplet would be if you took that black backing, then the opal on top of it, and you put a quartz cap over the top. Because quartz is harder than opal, a lot of people worry about wearing their opal jewelry or their opal rings because they're afraid of cracking the stone because it's known to be a softer stone. However, that quartz on the top gives you so much more durability because quartz is harder than opal. So a triplet would be the 3 full pieces put together of the black backing, which is another stone called basalt, and that comes from Washington, then our opal, and then a quartz cap over the top.
And I can tell you, just from some of the pictures that you have from your gift shop, that the triplets are really spectacular. That really brings out those opal flashes you were talking about. Can anyone come and dig at the mine?
Anyone can come and dig. We have 3 different options depending upon your age range. So if you are wanting to get on a dig to the mine itself, that one we do have to have you make a reservation for, and everyone needs to be over the age of 16. If you want to come here and dig at our tailings pile at the shop, we can do kids as young as 8 and up. And if you've got small people that are younger than that, but you still want to do digging, we even do to-go boxes that are here in our store so that you can take them home and do it with your small people too.
And you've got more than just mining. You got a cafe with some great food and gift shop. You've got a little bit of everything.
We do. We have a place here where you can get gas. We have a gift shop. We do run a full service restaurant. Like you said, we do breakfast and lunch stuff. We even make our own burgers and fries.
When's the best time to come up and dig for opals?
If you are going to go out and dig, you want a day when it's sunny outside because sunshine and water are always your best tools in any sort of a rock digging. So if you can pick a day when it's sunny outside, that's great. And also, we are closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and during the hard portions of the winter. So you definitely don't want to be here on a Tuesday in December. But other than that, we're pretty much around from spring to fall 5 days a week.
How much fun is this seeing opals coming in, whether it's people digging them or you guys digging them? Is it still new every day?
It is still new every stone because, like I said, everyone is so vastly different. And the great part about it is people's excitement because when they come and they do the digging and we teach them how to go about it and everything, and they actually go out and find one that they found themselves. Like the pure enjoyment of the people doing that is almost worth it in itself, just because people come to you and they always are like happy to be there. So that makes my day really great.
We've been speaking with Erin Haight from Spencer Opal Mines, and you can see some photos of these beautiful opals and the mine, and you can check out more of our stories from our Idaho 44 project on our website, boisestatepublicradio.org. Erin, thanks for taking us through the mine. This has been great.
Well, thank you so much for having me. We appreciate it.
We also want to thank listener Rick Just for his email tip about Spencer Opal Mines. You can send story ideas from your favorite county to idahomatters@boisestate.edu.
And that'll do it for this episode of Idaho Matters. Thanks so much for listening. And just a reminder, you can find all of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
These days, there's so much news, it can be hard to keep up with what it all means for you, your family, and your community. The Consider This podcast from NPR features our award-winning journalism. 6 days a week, we bring you a deep dive on a news story and provide the context and analysis that helps you make sense of the news. We get behind the headlines. We get to the truth. Listen to the Consider This podcast from NPR.